Hey, what's up, guys? This is Showtime from Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, whoosh, get big. All right. So, still got the wound vac for at least a couple more weeks, maybe longer. And so I'm posting things on both Facebook pages. One. What Jack posts a lot of personal stuff too, right? Showtime is kind of a combo. He's more like positive and inspirational stuff, and things like that. Not a whole lot of drum on his page, so it's hard to tell which one's which because when I do my Showtime, right? They make me change my name. And I have the same name as Jack Sandberg. They won't even let me put Jack Showtime Sandberg on Facebook. Drive me freaking nuts. We need proof, so I send them proof. My NPC card that says Jack Showtime Sandberg on. My mail that comes in says Jack Showtime Sandberg. I show them all this proof, and they say, send us proof. And I send it again and again and again, and they don't do it. And so finally, to get my page reactivated, I had to put Jack Sandberg. That's why I have two Jack Sandberg pages right now. Because Jack's doing one page, I'm doing the other. But you can't tell, if it's Showtime or it's Jack, other than by the posts. So, it is what it is. So, and we don't have each other as friends so that people don't get confused. We're two separate people, but, if we're friends with the same name, it's just going to confuse everybody. Why you got two Facebook pages? Aren't you the same person? All this stuff. So that's why it's the reason that it is. And so, I post these things, and if you guys, don't like the language and stuff, that's okay. You can decide not to watch my stuff, but some of the stuff has some merit to it, and there's some other guys out there that use a lot of colorful language. Even Anthony Robbins now, who never used to use colorful languages, use it all the time because he wants to get your attention, right? He wants to get your attention. So if it offends you, I'm okay with that. You don't have to watch my stuff. Eventually, I'll probably, if I really get enough followers and enough people actually watch my stuff, like right now, I'm getting like very few people viewing my stuff, and a lot of times I get no likes or 1 like or 4 likes or 10 views or what. So it's like right now, why even bother to do some that are language friendly, free, and the other one that's off the hip, and whatever comes out because I'm a passionate guy, right? And so I speak the truth, and so it freaks people out sometimes, but I'd rather do that and at least that it's authentic, it's transparent, and it may or may not be what you want to hear, but it's the information I'm trying to get out to you the best I can, and it's to the best of my ability. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. I'm not trying to freaking mislead you or trying to get you to think I'm somebody I'm not, right? David Goggins, perfect example of that. He sometimes uses some colorful language here and there. Offends people sometimes, but that's how he gets it out because he doesn't want to come across as false or fake or anything like that. And he wants you to be able to relate to his pain, because if you get through the pain barrier, that's where the growth is, right? Whatever doesn't change and grow eventually wilts and dies, and so that's why he teaches the way he does. Okay, C.T. Fletcher's another one. He doesn't care if you are offended by the F-bomb or not. He's going to throw the F-bomb, all day long, all day long. So, it is what it is. And so if you like it, great. If you don't, that's cool too. There's an off button. I don't get upset with people for not, watching it because they're offended by the content, or they're worried that their kids are going to be negatively influenced. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here that I think that are good for kids to listen to. But it's hard to filter through that, right? Because there's some adult content in here, right? I'm honest about that, right? So you want to view everything first before you let your kids watch it, is my advice, because everybody has different set of standards for their kids. What some kids might think is great that I say for their kids, another parent might be appalled, right? They might be offended. They might be like, this fucking guy out of here. You know, he's using too much bad language. My kid's gonna fucking be all fucked up. He's gonna be cursing in school. I'm gonna be sending him home. You know your kids better than me. You know your system. You know if my stuff's gonna be valuable to them or not. That's on you if you want to, you know, show them some of my stuff or none of it. That's totally your call. Or all of it. It's your call, right? You're the parent and stuff, and you're the one that has the right to filter what they see. You have the right to yourself as an adult, but you're going to filter in your own mind, your own soul, your own body, your own spirituality. It's your call on that. What you're going to tolerate, not tolerate. What's going to help you, hurt you, or be neutral towards you. I recommend it if it's helpful to you, use it. If it's hurtful to you, don't use it. You know, I'm not going to be offended by that. Okay, because my goal is to help people. It's not to fuck them up. So, you know, if it's fucking you up, don't watch it. If it's helping you, great, use it. You know, whatever works in life to make this world a better place for you and people around you, that's the goal. That's the goal. So if you don't feel like my stuff is helpful to you, I apologize for that. That's not my goal. If you're entertained by it, that's fine too. Entertain or educate or motivate, right? Or inspire. That's the goal. So if it's doing none of those things to you, if it's irritating, bothering you, pissing you off, offending you, I'm not offended by it. And then I would encourage you to not watch it. And I'm not, like I said, not going to be at all offended. I should praise you for that because you're doing you. You're doing what helps you and what you think helps the people around you. I'm okay with that. That's what I teach. Okay. So, but again, if it's helping you, use it. I can tell my clients, this is what Bruce Lee does. GSP, the greatest bodybuilding champions, use this as well. They don't limit themselves to one style, right? Frank Dukes is another one. You limit yourself to one style and you can never be the best. You can get good, sometimes great, but you can't ever be the best. And usually you can be average, mediocre at best with just the one style. Sometimes good or great. Whereas you can be good to great or the best, in my opinion, if you take from the greatest champions or the greatest experts in your field and you utilize what works for you, okay, and you throw the rest away. Now, I caution you, you know, too many people get too many different systems going. This is going to this system can screw up that one, so you have to watch that, right? And you have to have a base, right? You have to get the basics down. What did Vince Lombardi, the greatest coach in history, one of the greatest coaches in history, arguably the best, depends on who we talk to, right? Had him Green Bay coach, multiple world championships, right? They would spend days or weeks at a time on fucking stands. It would be all day in their stands. Most basic thing from 4-year-old, 7-year-old, whatever a good kid starts at, right? Pop Warner football, junior high football. The basics of the basic, right? Basic fundamentally, basics have worked them up. These are professional athletes. They're already experts in their field. And they go to fucking Pop Warner stands for hours, right? And beat them into the ground. Cowards, what did he say? Fatigue, it makes cowards of us all, right? So he made sure his guys were in condition, never got tired in the games, right? So that's half the battle, you know. And in fact, 90% or greater is in your mind. That's where it's at. And so, again, you know, take what works for you. Throw the rest out. All right? Same thing with my stuff. You don't have to agree with everything or disagree with everything. Agree with what you agree with, disagree with what you disagree with, use what helps you, and throw away what doesn't. Period. It's that simple. All right. It's been Showtime with Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Oh, yeah, so I'll show you this freaking thing right here. Where's my tank top? So I've got my dually thing here still. My wound vac. So it's another thing, right? I don't try to hide. And I got this or that, the other thing going on. You know, I've canceled all my clients for a couple of days. Haven't been feeling good, right? I don't hide that stuff. Why don't I hide it? Because nobody's perfect, right? And I try to teach that. Strive for perfection, obviously. Try to be the very best that you could be, but realize that there's mistakes to be made, and we learn from those mistakes, right? and then we move on. So I have still this wound vac thing here. It's probably actually best to just leave the camera where it was at. I'm trying to multitask over here. But the key is to learn from our mistakes, right? That's the most important part, in life. See, the other thing is, the wound vac is not, it's not pretty ready for such a machine, right? And, but if the physique looks good, right, you can still make the machine look good. So, they should think about that in the medical field. Have people who have used the product, market and model their stuff, right? For maybe athletes or people who are too embarrassed to use a certain product because they think they're going to look funny or get called out or not look cool or whatever, especially when you're dealing with not old men like me who don't give a fuck if it's fashionable. I'll wear fucking 5 different colors. I'll be called the combination, the chest with freaking who's got the combination because there's so many colors, right? And so, I dress like a rainbow of colors, and I just, I don't always match. I don't always coordinate. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It is what it is. I wear whatever I feel is form-fitting and makes the physique look decent. Sometimes it matches. But if it matches, the stuff that matches makes me look small, and the other stuff makes me look a little bigger, I'll fucking dress like a clown if I have to, if it makes it so I don't look small. Everybody's different, right? And so it is what it is, and but the wound vac is not making me look any smaller, so I don't give a fuck, right? If it makes me look goofy or stupid or whatever, it is what it is. I gotta wear it to get better, right? So that the infection, it's already gone. I'm already off all my antibiotics, but they just want to make sure it don't come back and yada yada. They took out almost a liter of liquid. It was over 2 things of Coke, they said, Coca-Cola, and so there was a lot of stuff they sucked out of there. That's why it was so painful, right? Looked like a shark or dogfish. Took a chunk out of my upper glute up there, so it was pretty nasty looking. Almost passed out. First time I walked by, I thought I was being a bitch about it, right? I should use a better word than that. Being a wimp, okay? Being a wiener. So I thought I was just being a baby, and so. But when I saw it, I was like, okay, no wonder it hurt so bad. And even the doctor was like, man, it must have really hurt. It was a lot taken out. I had to be conscious through the whole thing. I was a motherfucker, right? I wanted to be put under. They were at first, but they didn't have to go quite as deep as I thought. With the cutting and stuff, it's what was going to keep you awake. So, what the fuck you can keep me awake for? We get the medicine out. Fucking put me to sleep. And they didn't do it. But I lived, and they told me it was going to be a short process. I was yelling like Van Damme when they had his legs spread out, But I wasn't going to cry like a girl. So I sucked it up. But I was still thought of being a baby about it because, it was very painful, right? It reminded me of that Van Damme splits thing in Bloodsport and kickboxing when they pried the legs apart, and he was screaming in pain. That's kind of how I was screaming in there. But it worked out. It got sucked out, and I'll eventually post pics, but I know it's going to piss people off, so I've put some on Instagram, not all of them, but postponed the Facebook thing because people have already been getting pissed off and offended by the Instagram one, so I can just imagine, how people are going to react to the Facebook one. So, all right, this has been Showtime with Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, whoosh. Get big, all right.